We are live. Live. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Today is Wednesday, November the 13th. I hope everybody had a wonderful Veterans Day, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I know most of the United States is cold. We had our cold snap last night. It got down to freezing here in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, where we are full-time RVers. And we have taken this journey over a year ago, sold everything, got debt-free, and now we live in our camper. It's awesome. And today, I want to talk to you about BPA-Free can liners because I am making chili. I've got chili going in here in the crock pot. I've got some beans. I soaked beans overnight, which is awesome. And then I'm getting ready to add the rest of my herbs and spices and my tomatoes. So about a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I quit buying beans in cans. I started to soak my beans. A, they taste better. B, I know that I don't have to worry about the BPA issue. And so what is BPA? So here's BPA. BPA, and I'm probably going to say it wrong, but it's called bisphenol A. Bisphenol A, like B-I-S-P-H-E-N-O-L-A. It is a bicarbonate plastic that is manufactured in plastic plants. It's been industrialized since the 1960s, and the intent of it is to put protective layer between your food and the metal of your can. That's the purpose of it. Well, they've always had it in there, and over time, over the years, people have done research and they have found connections with the liner giving off an additive preservative. And the key to me in my mind is when I read what it is, it's made in a lab. 2, the phenol part, the OL part, is an alcohol-based additive. And anything like that, like erythritol, any of the HOL or the OLs that you see in your food when you flip around labels, those are alcohol-based. And alcohol-based substances like that do not get digested in your body. They are absorbed in your intestines. Okay? It has nowhere to go. Your body has no way to deal with it. And so that's where you can feel bloated. That's where you can feel weight gain and all these things. Well, research has implied that even though someone can be really healthy, if some people are sensitive enough to it where it is implied that exposure to those can linings over time have caused estrogen. It mimics your hormones, so it'll raise your estrogen in men and women, which you don't want. Once you raise your estrogen hormone in men and women, you start to get you can get cardiovascular issues, you can get cancer issues, things of that nature. So there is implied linkage between raising the estrogen due to exposure from BPA, the bisphenol A, and there's different bisphenols out there, but they're talking about A. There's F. If you start researching it, you will find there is more than just the A. The A is what's used in your can liners and your plastics. So they're finding linkages with your, the fatty cells in your body expanding and increasing, which is causing possibly implying blockages in your heart and those types of things. So that being said, we didn't know about this years ago. We kind of know about it now. You're starting to see these things on cans. Hunt's is the first one that I've seen, but you're seeing non-BPA where they're not using the lining. Now, what are they using instead? That's still a mystery and still kind of out there. I'm not finding exactly what they're doing in place of it. As I talk about leverage with your health and things like this is where you can eat healthy and still not have good health. Like I've been eating healthy, it's fresh corn, it's non-GMO is what this says. But guess what? It's the marketing and the labeling that we buy into, and really you got to go beyond it because it's not true. This says non-GMO. Non-GMO right now is a huge deal with us trying to leverage our food, right? I told you this is a lie. It says it's non-GMO corn because it's grown in the United States. Just because it's grown in the United States does not mean that it's non-GMO. All corn in the United States this day and age is genetically modified. It is not the original corn that our pioneers had when they came over here. It's not. It's been The seeds have been hybrided in a lab, and just because you plant it in U.S. soil does not mean it is non-GMO. So these are the lies that the food industry try to tell us, but we have to know better. Same thing with BPA liners. When you start looking, this says non-GMO verified, the project for the tomatoes, and non-BPA liner. Yes, we need to pay attention to this, and yes, this is better than finding a canned item that didn't say any of that. It is a better choice. It's a leverage above that baseline, that one that we've always been using, and that one that isn't quite good for us anymore. But this is a better choice. But if you want to leverage above this is where you'll get into things like you just need to grow your own tomatoes, or go to a farmer's market and get tomatoes and make your own crushed tomatoes by getting a blender, putting it in there, and crushing it up and liquefying it. That would be even better. That would be leveraging even above the non-BPA liner. The issue that they're coming through with BPA liners is we just think that BPA-A is the only biosynthetic out there that is used in cans. It's not. It's just the one that we know of, that people and the consumers are familiar with, that they're going to market and say it's free. But we don't know what they put in place of it, because the whole point is to keep your food from in contact with the metal can. So some tips and just things to understand is this is better. This is a better choice than your typical canned food items you bought all these years. But your better choice even above this is to buy it in glass, is to buy your own in the produce section. If you know you're going to use it right away, wash it real good with water or vinegar and water, or any kind of spray they've got out there just to get the pesticide off, and then just crushing it in a blender. That's your even better choice. But really the intent of this video today is just to let you know what a BPA is, what it does to our bodies, and how you can leverage above it. But if you're in situations, because I get it, we all have kids, we have time, we have to be able to get things done quickly, this will be a better choice than your typical run-of-the-mill, low baseline, crushed tomatoes in a can next to it, like the best choice from Walmart. This will be a better choice than that. What's even a better choice than this is going to be in a glass bottle. What's even better than that is going to be going to the produce section, picking out your own tomatoes, cleaning them, and then shoving them in a blender for whatever you're making. And so that's really what this is getting down to. Good health and losing weight and getting your health back is really about one better choice at a time. So you start somewhere, you find your foundation and you start building on that foundation. I posted a video earlier, and that is really what you do. You got to find your building blocks. And if you don't know what your building blocks should be, or the best ones to choose to get your health back, that's where I tell people, I'm like, all right, that's what my 14-day program is all about. I give you your baseline right off the bat. We change your oil, we change your salt, we talk about hydration, we talk about your baseline, and then from there we build it up. And we use real food in the real world where you really live. Another example is just this, and I won't get into it too much, but it dawned on me today. I'm like, when I lived in Missouri, I could find hormone-free unpasteurized milk from a farm, from a local farm. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. And the expiration date on it would always be like a real short expiration date. I'm talking within like 7, 10, 14 days tops. I would have to look at the cap in the front, and I always remember knowing, I'm like, okay, how long is this really going to take me to drink? Because I want to have the furthest one out, and the max I could find out was like a week. So I'd always go for the milk in the back, because the ones in the front would expire in a few days. But they were constantly moving this milk. It was constantly being brought in because it was that fresh. I moved to Florida, and where we are now, every store I've gone to, I will see the hormone-free, cream on top, farm-raised milk. But guess what? The expiration dates on these milks are like 8, 9, 10, 11 weeks out. I mean, it is like way out there. What is keeping the milk from spoiling? If it's really fresh farm milk, then why is it not expiring like within a week or two, like normal farm milk would? They're pushing these expiration dates out for several weeks. So it just got me thinking, it's like, it's probably another thing I'm going to have to get into and try to figure out and hack, because there's got to be something that's being put in there to keep that from from spoiling, because we're trying to get it to the consumer. And remember, every bit of this is driven by the almighty dollar. So it's all about money. Your food's all about money. Your health is all about money. Your insurance is all about money. The state of it is all about money. And the only way to leverage above all that is for you to take control back. Okay, it's just these things that we have to do anymore. Because if we were really solving all these problems, we wouldn't have all the cancers that are out there. We wouldn't have all these health ailments that keep coming about. You wouldn't see all of these prescriptions that are out there to combat whatever ailment you have, and then all the side effects are like death. You know, like the side effects are worse than what it can help you with. I mean, we wouldn't have all these things, but this has been what the food industry and the pharmaceutical industry have evolved into. And these are the things that we have to pay attention to be able to leverage our health, get it back, lose the weight, lose the fat, get our health transformed, and do it ourselves. We're going to have to do it ourselves. So that's just an example of just something I wanted to bring to your attention. I wanted to just give you an overview of BPA, where it came from, what the purpose of it is. It's a 1960s. They started to industrialize, manufacture it. The intent of it was to keep the barrier of your food between the can, so there wasn't that exposure of the can. And it's also been in the bottles to keep the exposure from, I guess, the plastic in the bottles. I don't know. It's very hard. If you go out and Google this stuff, it's very hard to find facts on this and really think. You kind of got to read between the lines and start piecing it together exactly what BPA is. So BPA is just the bisphenol A, BPA, laboratory-made additive that they put in cans. And they're saying that this is now BPA-free, free of it, because they are finding evidence that it's making people estrogenic, raising hormone. It's mimicking your hormones in your body, which is causing fat storage, which is causing possible cardiovascular issues, and it interacts with your body like a synthetic hormone, and that's what we do not want. We don't want that. So that's what this is. What did they replace it with? I can't figure it out. So I'm hoping to be able to figure it out. But I said, like, it's all about leverage. So leverage this can above your baseline can that you've always used. What's better than this is going to glass. What's better than that is just natural produce and just making your own to the best of your ability. Okay. And that's basically it. So that being said, I have to go finish getting my chili ready. And if you want to talk, hop on to thehormonehack.com/talk, schedule a time. We can talk about it even more and how I can help you get your health back. So I hope you have a great Wednesday. Stay warm wherever you are, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.